first I'm going to talk about the team. So I'm an iPhone developer. I built the official University of Illinois iPhone app. I also build crime analysis software for the Department of Homeland Security's. Roshan Chokshi is a back-end Rails developer for Groupon. And Hani Sharbash is actually a Facebook and Microsoft hackathon champion. He recently won the National Facebook Hackathon, and they ended up giving him an internship for his work. But lastly, Mike John is a web design and web developer, and he's currently working at Discover. So the problem we have, we're trying to address, is how can brands communicate with their customers in real time? Most brands, they use social media apps like Twitter and Facebook to try and engage their customers and get them to use their product. Unfortunately, not everybody has access to Facebook for the iPhone, and not everybody has a Twitter account. So this is where ShopPut is different. Basically, anyone with a cell phone can use our service. So brands and customers can communicate with each other entirely through SMS. If you go back, so there's 4.6 billion people with cell phones in the world. That's over 66% of the world population. We think that this is a huge opportunity and that we can make a really big impact in SMS messaging services. So let me give you an example of how our product works. For this case, we're going to use Starbucks. So I walk into Starbucks, and they've got a sign that says, subscribe to our ShopPut mailing list, or ShopPut hash code. I would take my phone out, I type in hash Starbucks, and then you get a response from the server that says, thanks for subscribing to our list. Starbucks would then, the next day say, half off lattes is like an advertisement, so it's like a real-time interaction. So by making things localized to the customer and engaging them within a certain time period, it makes the whole transaction much more valuable and definitely useful to the businesses. So this is the website we built in 3 days on a bus. It basically shows you how to use our service, how to sign up, and how to register for our stuff. So if you wanted to sign up as a business, you could either log in and use the account forms, or use the, excuse me for a moment, log in and check the account activity. We're going to integrate it with Rappi because we think that by providing extra demographics is going to help them really target users and target other businesses, other customers. So part of the idea we had was to create a list that was South by Southwest party. And we found that people would subscribe to it. We try to get as many people to subscribe to it. We got over 100 subscribers. We basically tell them about the latest party, information around South by Southwest. And it's been really successful. These are some of the hash codes that have been registered. And let's go to the next slide. So where are we going? We're going to be trying to improve the brand's communicating with customers, and we want to become the platform for localized immediate interactions. Thanks again, and we can definitely take any questions you guys have for us.
I like how you introduced your team at the beginning. I think that was good. I will say I'm a little nervous that you're betting against the ubiquity of Twitter, Facebook, and smartphones.
Yeah.
That's pretty ballsy. That gives your startup a pretty short shelf life. Say you roughly 2 to 3 years to make it great, and then everybody's a smartphone. I'd be concerned about that.
It doesn't matter to me that you're saying this is not for the smartphone crowd, but that the actual pitch is actually at exactly the people who have smartphones. So
because those are brands are going to be selling to those people, but everyone has text messaging. So smartphones, non-smartphones, doesn't matter. Everybody has SMS, and a lot of the people who do have smartphones have unlimited now.
But I think the issue is that you're going to be in almost everywhere in the world in 2 years, they'll be giving away Android phones for free.
Come on, that's bullshit. There's been people using text for a long time. I mean, it might take a while. It's a huge fucking market for at least 3 years.
So, well,
But in the parts of the world where
Oh, you're brilliant. I don't usually disagree with you. You are fucking wrong, Mr.
well, so actually, what we wanted to do is we wanted to strip it down to the bare minimum, the simplest way that you can register and subscribe to a list. So a brand on the other side, also entire interface through SMS. I do register account Starbucks, and that Starbucks is mine. For example, Steve Marcocci, the co-founder of GroupMe, we told him about our product. He registered South by Southwest in 2 seconds. That kind of sucked, but yeah, now he's the owner of that hashtag. People have been taught, it's kind of like a domain system. So.
Yeah, how does it work for the merchant on the back end? That's what I want to clear to me, because if it's Starbucks in Austin versus Starbucks in Seattle versus Starbucks in Chicago is a lot different.
That's right. And so there's a couple ways we could do that. We could do a different phone number for different locales, and then you would have Starbucks for a certain area, and we could understand where the user's coming from there. On the other hand, we could also do Starbucks, CHI for Chicago, or something like that. All hash codes are available.
I mean, I do think that, you're going to have to bridge into the smartphone market at some point, and yeah, there's some things you can do to get there. I'm a big believer in this market. We've invested in 2 companies that are doing SMS texting for businesses, because for businesses, they can actually pay money instead of consumers who are, basically giving away for free and paying truly all their venture capital money to make the services.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see some more examples in the pitch. Like the Starbucks one was great, but just more to sort of flesh out the use cases.
Can I tell you about something? Okay, so for example, South by Southwest Party was one. We've had a lot of subscribers, people love that. And I always send it out about 15 minutes right before the party, so people are out there and doing it. Another thing is, we think that it could work for disaster relief. There's one person, he could have multiple hashtags. The way you send to a hashtag space your message. So what you do, if you are managing multiple teams, you can say, okay, relief team, we need you to get over here. Medic team, we need you to get over here. If you're a manager, an event manager, do catering, we need more something over here. Doorman, we're at capacity. And so it's a one-to-many relationship.
That's way more interesting actually. That managing teams over SMS it seems like that even with smartphones that you don't get those notifications in the same way that you do even by text, and that it is disruptive, and that's can be good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually is a far more interesting one than just a random party advertising if I'm spam. No way, I'm not signing up for that. Sorry, I have to disagree with it all, but, having you guys present the team up front, honestly, I don't give a fuck. I want to hear what your product is, I want to hear what that's about. I'm like falling asleep as you're telling me about it's of interest. Maybe if you got me on the hook with your idea, yeah, sure, I'll hear who you are, but it's kind of backwards to me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
SMS and texting is big business as long